Hello, Namaskar and a very good morning to everyone. I am Simran Singh and you have all connected with us through PM eVidya channel number 9, 10, 11 and 12. Also, you can tune in with us through our YouTube channel. जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं हमारा YouTube चैनल है NCERT ऑफिशियल और इस विशेष चर्चा में एक बार पुनः मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करती हूं। आप सब जानते हैं दिस इज़ द 82nd सेशन ऑफ आवर स्पेशल वेबिनार सीरीज़ लिसनिंग टू लर्न, यानी सुने और सीखें, जिसमें हम बेहतरीन विषय चुनकर लेकर आते हैं आप सभी के लिए। तो आपको बता दें कि आज का हमारा विषय क्या रहेगा। टुडे इन दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन वी आर गोइंग टू elaborate more on science and technology for sustainable economic growth. We all know that science and technology plays a crucial role in achieving sustainable development goals, also enhancing productivity and inducing a dynamic transformation of the economy. Today we are going to discuss about the new age technologies. So viewers, leave your comments and also leave your questions in the comment section of our YouTube channel, that's NCERT official. और यदि आप हमारे साथ संपर्क साधना चाहते हैं तो बेझिझक हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं हमारे कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर के ज़रिए। आप सब जानते हैं हमारा कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर आपकी स्क्रीन पर भी हम लगातार फ्लैश करते हैं। आई मे रिपीट इट, इट्स 8800440559 और हमारी बहुत सी आधिकारिक ईमेल आईडीज़ हैं जिनके ज़रिए आप हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं। उन्हीं में से एक है dth.class12@ciet.nic.in। तो अपनी इस सीरीज़ के अंतर्गत, इस श्रृंखला के अंतर्गत हम बहुत से बेहतरीन विषय आपके लिए चुनकर लेकर आते हैं। साइंस की बात करें, टेक्नोलॉजी की, मेडिकल फील्ड की, चाहे स्पेस की। वी हैव डिस्कस सो मेनी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव शेयर्ड योर वैल्यूएबल फीडबैक विद अस। तो हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि आज भी आप अपने प्रश्न ज़रूर हमारे साथ साझा करेंगे। एंड मूविंग अहेड इन द कॉन्वर्सेशन वी हैव विद अस डॉक्टर गगन गुप्ता फ्रॉम DSM NCERT। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार।
And sir, I request you to introduce us to this program and our very special guest.
Thank you, Simran. Friends, we are on 82nd session today. अगस्त 2021, आज से सही 3 साल पहले हमने इस कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत CSIR इंडिया और नेशनल ह्यूमन राइट कमीशन न्यू दिल्ली इंडिया, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के कोलैबोरेशन में की थी और तब से अब तक हम 81 सेशन कर चुके हैं। पिछले सेशन में हमारे साथ प्रोफेसर हर्ष गुप्ता थे। आज हमारे साथ एक बहुत ही हाईली डेकोरेटेड पर्सन, हाईली डेकोरेटेड साइंटिस्ट आज हमारे साथ हैं। मैं अभी आपकी मुलाकात कराता हूं दोस्तों, प्रोफेसर VK सारस्वत, विजय कुमार सारस्वत साहब, जो कि इस समय मेंबर नीति आयोग हैं और DRDO सेक्रेटरी रहे हैं, एक जाने माने वैज्ञानिक हैं। अभी विस्तार से मैं आपको मुलाकात कराऊंगा सर से। सर, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है NCERT के इस प्रोग्राम में और हम शुक्रगुजार हैं नीति आयोग के और आपके कि बहुत शॉर्ट नोटिस पर आपने हमारे इस बुलावे को कबूल किया, माना और अपने इतने व्यस्त कार्यक्रम में से हमें समय निकाल करके दिया। सर, हम वाकई में आपके बहुत आभारी हैं और इस आभार के साथ साथ हम ये भी मानते हैं कि आगे आने वाले दिनों में, भविष्य में भी हमें लगातार सहयोग इसी तरह से मिलता रहेगा। हम बच्चों के लिए काम करते हैं सर, आप सबके सहयोग की हमें बहुत आवश्यकता है। दोस्तों, हमने इस प्रोग्राम में, इस सीरीज़ में हेल्थ से जुड़े हुए विषयों पर बात की, हमने साइंस के विभिन्न आयामों पर बात की, टेक्नोलॉजी के विभिन्न आयामों पर बात की, हमने बात की दिल की सैर कराई, फेफड़ों की सैर कराई आपको और ऑर्गन डोनेशन के ऊपर बात कराई। हमने बैटरीज, फ्यूचर में बैटरीज कैसे हों इस पर बात कराई, एरोस्पेस में बात कराई, स्पेस जंक जिस तरह से स्पेस में इकट्ठा हो रहा है, इस सब पर हमने आपसे बात कराई। ये सब विषय हमने आपके रिक्वेस्ट पर और आपके सुझावों के आधार पर लिए। आप अपने सुझाव हमें भेजते रहिए, हमें आपके सुझावों से बहुत मदद मिलती है। आपको सारे प्रोग्राम हमारे ncert.nic.in के हमारी जो NCERT की आधिकारिक वेबसाइट है, उसके इवेंट सेक्शन में सारे प्रोग्राम आपको मिल जाएंगे और आप हमें ईमेल द्वारा या टेलीफोन द्वारा हमें बताते रहें और आपके सुझाव हमें बहुत सहयोग देते हैं और हमें बहुत प्रेरणा मिलती है। दोस्तों, तो आज हम बात करने वाले हैं, अभी थोड़े दिनों पहले प्रोफेसर प्रभात रंजन हमारे साथ आए थे, पुणे से हमारे स्टूडियो में ही थे। उन्होंने नेट जीरो वर्ल्ड में न्यूक्लियर फ्यूज़न की परिकल्पना की बात की थी और उसके सहयोग की बात की थी। उसी समय हमने आपके आज के प्रोग्राम के बारे में भी बताया था। आज हमारे साथ प्रोफेसर सारस्वत हैं, जो कि आज साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी की भूमिका अथक विकास में, सस्टेनेबल इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ में किस तरह से रह सकती है, और आज हमें मालूम पड़ेगा कि आने वाले वर्षों में, कुछ वर्षों में किस तरह की टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हमारे सामने समक्ष होंगी। तो आज के, जैसा कि मेरी साथी सिमरन ने बताया, आज का टाइटल है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी फॉर सस्टेनेबल इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, सतत आर्थिक विकास के लिए विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी। इसकी भूमिका पर आज हम बहुत चर्चा करेंगे। आप अपने सवाल हमें भेजिए, हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पर आप सीधे हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। आप अपने सवाल भेजिए, हम आपको ज़रूर प्रश्नों के उत्तर देने का प्रयास करेंगे। अब मैं प्रोफेसर सारस्वत, आपका एक बार स्वागत है। आपका मुलाकात कराना चाहूँगा अपनी ऑडियंस से, जो कि कम्प्लीटली डिलीजन में है, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन यूट्यूब चैनल के थ्रू हमसे हमेशा जुड़ सकते हैं, बाद में भी हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। साथियों, डॉक्टर विजय कुमार सारस्वत, who is presently a member of National Institution for Transforming India, NITI Aayog, and former Secretary of the Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Government of India. Dr. Saraswat holds a Masters in Engineering from the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, and a Doctorate from Osmania University, Hyderabad. Dr. Saraswat is also the Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He is also the Chairman of the Research Advisory Council of the Indian Oil Corporation Limited and its R&D. Dr. Saraswat's notable achievements include the indigenous development of missiles, namely PRITHVI, DHANUSH, PRAHAAR, Agni 5, a two-tier ballistic missile defence system, the Light Combat Aircraft TEJAS, and the nuclear submarine INS Arihant. As DRDO Secretary, Dr. Saraswat was instrumental in establishing infrastructure for strategic nuclear assets, long range subsonic cruise missiles, and cyber security technologies. Dr. Saraswat has also contributed to alternate energy systems through his roles with IOCL R&D and National Thermal Power Corporation NTPC, focusing on clean coal technologies and high efficiency power systems. He also initiated the development of silicon photonics technology for next generation networks and supercomputers, the Indian microprocessor for Internet of Things IoT. Professor Saraswat superheaded the creation of the Indian Railway Research Institute, named Special Railway Establishment for Strategic Technology and Holistic Advancement (SHRESTA). He advanced the methanol economy initiative for transportation and energy. Dr. Saraswat has chaired committees on technical textiles, body armor, national supercomputing system, and many more. Dr. Saraswat is a recipient of many awards. It is difficult for me to note all they are here, but most notably among them being Padma Shri 1998, Padam Bhushan 2013. Dr. Saraswat has also been conferred honorary doctorate degrees by more than 25 universities across the world. Once again, thank you very much, sir, and warm welcome. It is all yours, sir.
Thank you. Very good morning. First, I would like to make a few corrections to the introduction which has been given about me. Number one, I used to be the Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Now, my term was over last year, so now I am former Chancellor of JNU. Number one. Number two, second thing is I was instrumental in the initial operational clearance of light combat aircraft and also the INS Arihant submarine. So, with these two small corrections,
I apologize.
I would like to proceed with my talk today. Friends, today's session is basically to highlight the importance of new age technologies for science, technology for sustainable economic growth. हम सबको मालूम है कि आज के ज़माने में सस्टेनेबिलिटी का कितना बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस है। सस्टेनेबिलिटी हमें चाहिए क्योंकि हम फ्यूचर जनरेशन्स को, जो हमारी आने वाली जनरेशन्स हैं, उनके लिए इस प्लैनेट अर्थ पर अच्छी अच्छी व्यवस्थाएं छोड़ के जाएं। तो मैं सबसे पहले आपसे बात करूंगा साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी का ग्रोथ कैसे हुआ। द ग्रोथ ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी हैज़ बीन फिनोमिनल इन द रिसेंट पास्ट विच हैज़ इम्प्रूव द क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ। आप लोगों की आज की जो ज़िंदगी है, जो सुख और सुविधाएं आप लोग अवेल कर रहे हैं, वो केवल साइंस की वजह से है। और साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में इतनी मायरड एप्लीकेशंस आगे आई हैं कि अब हमारे ऊपर निर्भर करता है कि हम इन एप्लीकेशंस को किस तरह अपने सोसाइटी के लिए एक्सप्लॉइट करें। और इसके लिए मल्टीपल टेक्नोलॉजीज ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, now the scientific minds have to come together for new innovations, and you are among the few who will be taking these technologies forward for sustainable growth. Now what is the progress of technology and innovation in India? इसके बारे में अगर बात करें तो सबसे पहले है India's strategic innovation missions have catapulted the nation to the zenith of innovation and scientific exploration. और हमें आपको ये बताना चाहेंगे कि इस समय पिछले 10 साल में जो इस विषय में कार्य हुआ है, हमारा ग्लोबल इनोवेशन इंडेक्स 2014 में हम 80वें स्थान पर थे, 80 पे थे, आज हम जो हैं 40वें स्थान पर हैं। These missions have served as the crucible for pioneering discoveries, fostering intellectual curiosity and excellence. And आगे लेबोरेटरी से आगे जाके they have radiated into society, transforming lives, and commitment to collaborative research has earned global recognition. आज हमारा स्थान साइंटिफिक पब्लिकेशंस में पूरे विश्व पर नंबर 3 आ गया है, और इस समय हमारा जो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर है पब्लिकेशंस में वो नंबर 5 पे है। तो इससे आप जानते हैं कि हमारी साइंस ने कितनी प्रोग्रेस की है। और द unwavering dedication to these missions, India stands at the precipice of promising future, where its scientific endeavors continue to redefine the global science landscape. In this slide आपको मैं दिखा रहा हूँ कि हमारे देश में कितनी तरक्की हुई है साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में 1970 से लेके और 2030 तक क्या होने वाला है। 1970 में हमारे पास खाने के लिए अन्न नहीं हुआ करता था, और तब हमारा ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन आया, जो कि हमारे MS स्वामीनाथन और विभिन्न साइंटिस्टों ने मिलके इतना ज़्यादा गेहूं का उत्पादन किया कि आज हमारे विश्व में, हमारे देश में गेहूं के स्टॉक 2260 मिलियन टन से ज़्यादा हैं। इसी तरह हम लोगों ने वाइट रिवॉल्यूशन किया प्रोफेसर कुरियन के अध्यक्षता में, तो आज हम दूध और दही के मामले में सबसे आगे हैं, उसको हम वाइट रिवॉल्यूशन बोलते हैं। साइंटिफिक एरियाज़ में भी हमने टेलीस्कोप, रेडियो टेलीस्कोप्स बनाए उस ज़माने में। 1975 में अपना आर्यभट्टा फर्स्ट सैटेलाइट लॉन्च किया, मद्रास एटॉमिक पावर स्टेशन लगाया, और अब देखिए 1980 में हमें कंप्यूटर्स की आवश्यकता थी तो हमने परम कंप्यूटर, सुपर कंप्यूटर बनाया। उसके साथ 1974 में हमने फर्स्ट न्यूक्लियर एक्सप्लोजन किया, और 1998 में सेकंड न्यूक्लियर एक्सप्लोजन किया। मिसाइल और स्पेस के क्षेत्र में तो आप जानते ही देश ने कितनी तरक्की की है। डेवलपमेंट ऑफ पृथ्वी मिसाइल्स, अग्नि मिसाइल्स, वेरियस लॉन्च व्हीकल्स लाइक SLV-3, PSLV, GSLV, all of them are testimony to the progress which we have made in the field of science. Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3 are the examples of our reach into the space. अभी देखिए हमने सबमरीन के क्षेत्र में न्यूक्लियर सबमरीन बनाई INS Arihant, और सोलार मिशन हमने इतना जोर से लगाया है कि आज हमारे देश में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी ऑलमोस्ट 140 गीगावाट्स तक, हमारी रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी 180-70 गीगावाट्स हो गई है। जब हमारे पास कोविड था तो हमने कोविड में सबसे पहले वैक्सीन बनाई और अपने देश को फ़ायदा किया। कम्युनिकेशन के मामले में स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हमारे ATP जो हुआ करते थे, मैकेनिकल टेलीफोन्स होते थे, उससे आज हमने 5G तक लेके आ गए हैं। DG यात्रा किया है, और अब आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, सुपर कंप्यूटर्स हमारे साथ हैं। छोटे छोटे लॉन्च व्हीकल्स, छोटे छोटे सैटेलाइट्स, ट्यूब सेट्स बना रहे हैं। रीयूजेबल लॉन्च व्हीकल का काम हो रहा है। गगनयान जहाँ पे हम आदमी को स्पेस में भेजेंगे वो काम हो रहा है। तो हमारे देश में 1970 से आज में इतनी तरक्की की है, ये आपके सामने दिख रहा है। पर इस सब के बावजूद द मेजर प्रॉब्लम इफ यू आर फेसिंग टुडे इज द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ दिस साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ऑन द सोसाइटी, एंड दैट इज द एडवर्स इम्पैक्ट. I am now going to highlight what are the adverse impact of the industrial revolution. One of them, it has created important classes of problems like human exposure to toxics for food, air and water. आप जानते हैं कि हमारी एनर्जी की डिमांड जो है बढ़ती जा रही है, ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए, हीटिंग के लिए, कूलिंग के लिए. डिप्लीशन ऑफ नॉन रिन्यूएबल सोर्सेज, पेट्रोलियम कम हो जा रहा है, ऑयल कम हो जा रहा है, गैस कम हो जा रही है, नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज लाइक मेटल्स कम होते जा रहे हैं. एक्सेसिव डिमांड फॉर वाटर, वाटर की कमी है. अभी हर जगह आप देखते हैं वाटर कम होता जा रहा है. आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि हमारे देश पर पूरे ग्लोब में जितना फ्रेश वाटर है उसका केवल 4% हमारे देश में है, और हमारी पॉपुलेशन पूरे ग्लोब की पॉपुलेशन 17% है, तो हम हिंदुस्तान एक वाटर स्ट्रेस नेशन है, तो हमें वाटर चाहिए होम्स के लिए, एग्रीकल्चर के लिए, इंडस्ट्री के लिए, ये एक प्रॉब्लम है। राइजिंग डिमांड ऑफ लैंड फॉर हाउसिंग, फूड प्रोडक्शन, एवर इंक्रीजिंग नंबर ऑफ साइज ऑफ द लैंडफिल्स बढ़ते जा रहे हैं हमारे यहाँ। ecosystem is getting damaged because of the pollution and discharges, and all this is impacting the climate. That's why you are seeing today excessive rain, excessive floods, excessive heat, and rising levels on the oceans, and of course pollution of all the water bodies. This is a very long list, and this list is affecting the planet, and hence there is a need for sustainable development. What is sustainability? Sustainability has three pillars: the economic pillar, the social pillar, and the environmental pillar. तो अगर इन तीनों को हम देखें तो हमें आवश्यकता ये है कि आज के ज़माने में ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज हो रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 1 million species are on track for extinction. The decline of more than 60% of world's marine fisheries is taking place. अगर आप क्लाइमेट चेंज के बारे में देख रहे हैं तो वो तो मैं दोबारा बोलना नहीं चाहूँगा. Increase in the atmospheric temperature and extreme weather conditions are happening today. Rising sea levels, extinction threat to small island nations due to the climate change, और scarcity of resources की तो हालत ये है. पानी के बारे में मैंने ऑलरेडी आपको बताया. Food production needs to be doubled over the next 40 years at a time when almost 2/3 of the world's agricultural land has been degraded. तो इस सब को देखते हुए हमें लगता है कि there is a need for sustainable development. अब सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट के लिए साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में क्या चेंजेस लाने पड़ेंगे. जिस तरीके से हम अभी तक साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी करते आ रहे हैं, क्या हम उसी तरीके से करते रहें या हमें उसमें कुछ चेंज लाने पड़ेंगे. फॉर दैट वी हैव टू ब्रिंग टुगेदर एनवायरमेंटल साइंस एंड डेवलपमेंट साइंस थ्रू द रिसर्च ऑन नेचर सोसाइटी इंटरेक्शंस. We have to have concern for enlarging scientific capacity in developing countries and providing scientific support for local action. We have to provide scientific support for the regional and the local action. Now, science में जो चीज़ें हैं, natural science and social science, इन sectors को, humanities को, practitioners and scholars को साथ साथ लाना पड़ेगा. We have to look at science which is fundamental. उसको स्केल पर लाना पड़ेगा. Science which is being treated as linear today, it has become non-linear processes with lot of complexity, and it is the unity of nature and society that has to be focused on. Science that is regional and place based, where people and ecosystems are, where a transition can happen, where integration takes place, and where complexity is understandable. So that is the kind of science we have to do. उसके लिए सस्टेनेबिलिटी में हमने 3 टच पॉइंट्स हैं, जैसा कि मैंने बताया, इकोनॉमिक पिलर्स, एनवायरमेंटल एंड सोसाइटल पिलर्स. अगर आप अपने इकोलॉजी को देखते हैं तो हमें डिजिटाइजेशन, बायोडाइवर्सिटी, ऑल्टरनेटिव मोबिलिटी कंसेप्ट, जैसे आजकल हम ई मोबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, ड्यूरेबल प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने होंगे, ऑल्टरनेटिव न्यूट्रिशनल कंसेप्ट लाने होंगे. जिस तरह की आज हम सोचते हैं कि मिलेट्स खाना चाहिए हमें, जिससे हमें अच्छा न्यूट्रिशन मिले. रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का उपयोग करना चाहिए जिससे कि हमें फॉसिल फ्यूल के ऊपर डिपेंडेंस ना हो. Alternative urban concepts have to be identified. We should look at how to develop, take all the facilities what are existing in the cities into the villages rather than bringing the village people into our cities. Urbanization should not be done in that way. Similarly, if we look at the economy, then we have to bring efficiency. We have to use of more and more computer sciences. Positive user experience we should be able to provide. We should have capability to innovate. We should improve the quality and sustainability and customer loyalty. In terms of societal benefits, the most important thing is education. All of us know that without education the progress is nil, because Human Development Index, which is one of the indicators of the growth of the human society, is a very important parameter, and education is one of the major indicators. Second one is human rights. हमें अपने human rights के ऊपर ध्यान देना होगा. Plus we should be able to provide equal opportunities to all. We should be able to provide health protection. We should include all people from the state of the society, right from the lowest level to the highest, richest person. They should be part of our development process. Ethical uses of technology should be done. While technology should be used for the comfort and the development of the society, it should be used ethically. We should not misuse, we should not use any damaging use of that. We are in a digital age today, so we have the great importance for data of privacy and protection is important. For achieving this transformation, sustainable development goals, there are some of the major revolutions which are taking place. One of them is digital revolution, which consists of artificial intelligence, big data, biotech, nanotechnology, autonomous systems. आप सब लोगों ने स्मार्ट सिटीज़ का नाम सुना होगा। हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जो है 100 स्मार्ट सिटीज़ की बात की थी पिछले 2015-16 में, और उसमें क्या चाहिए हमें चाहिए डिसेंट हाउसिंग, हमें चाहिए गुड स्मार्ट मोबिलिटी, हमें चाहिए सस्टेनेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, हमें चाहिए पॉल्यूशन फ्री सोसाइटी विद मिटिगेशन ऑफ पॉल्यूशन। इसी तरह हमें फूड, बायोस्फीयर एंड वाटर में सस्टेनेबल इंटेंसिफिकेशन ऑफ बायोडाइवर्सिटी, फॉरेस्ट को हमें प्रिजर्व करना है, ओशंस को हमें लुक आफ्टर करना है, वी हैव टू यूज़ हेल्दी डाइट्स एंड यू हैव टू यूज़ न्यूट्रिएंट्स. In the case of improvement in the human capacity and demography, India today has the biggest advantage because we have the advantage of more than 550 to 600 million people are young people. For them, education, health, aging, labor market, gender inequalities, they have to be taken care of. Consumption and production is a major important thing. We should look at resource use efficiently. You have heard the name of circular economy, where we should be able to reuse, recycle the waste, and we should be able to make use of them rather than using primary initial materials. And of course, pollution control. We have to decarbonize our energy system so that there is no pollution, no greenhouse gas emissions. We have to provide access to energy to all. We have to bring in energy efficiency. We have to electrify almost the remotest part of our country and provide decent services. These are all part of the development goals of sustainability. So, importance of new age technologies in this, how they will be happening, because our topic is new age technologies, how the new age technologies will do the sustainability. They act as economic catalyst, drive economic growth, they will boost India's GDP and global competitiveness. दूसरा होगा, they will create jobs. Adoption of technologies generate employment opportunities. Third one will be a social impact, that access to essential services to all like healthcare, education, and promoting digital inclusion. There should not be any digital device. All people should be able to use the digital equipment equally in an equal efficient manner. Innovation hub, I already gave you the numbers about innovation, which this new technologies will foster innovation ecosystem, encouraging academia, industry, government collaboration. अभी कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं जो कि हमें 25 टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं जो नेक्स्ट डिकेड में मेजर इम्पैक्ट डालेंगी. These are artificial intelligence, AI and machine learning, wearables and augmented humans, intelligent spaces and smart places, cloud and edge computing, digital twins as we are using for the development today, voice interface and chatbots, robots and cobots, 5G communication, 6G communication systems, machine co-creativity and augmented design, drones and unmanned aerial vehicles, quantum computing, mass personalization and micro movements, Internet of Things, digitally extended realities, natural language processing, digital platforms, cyber security, robotics, 3D printing, 4D printing. The list is quite large. I have just given you only 25 major technologies like blockchains and distributed ledgers and so on. These are going to make tremendous impact as far as the society is concerned. Now, I will give you a glimpses of what are these technologies. For example, quantum technology is what we are talking of. Compared to the classical computing system, now we are talking of quantum computers, which are basically going to be used for code breaking using the Shor's algorithm, quantum simulation in which chemistry, materials and drug discovery can be simulated, and machine learning. These are some of the applications of the computer. Hardware will be based upon superconducting circuits, it will be based on trapped ions, it will be based upon silicon quantum dots and many other like the NV things and all that. Quantum communication is also very important today. Already we have made enough progress in this area, like quantum communication, where the key for the encryption can be distributed over long distances through the quantum communication technology. Quantum internet is going to take shape tomorrow. Light is basically in the hardware, as we used to have electrons flowing, now here light in optical, that means photons are flowing in the fiber, and light will also pass through the free space. That is how the communication will take place. Second one is quantum sensing, Like many sensors we have classical sensors. Here we will be using the quantum technology like gravitometry, magnetometry, and hardware in this will be like atomic clocks what we have today, which are working on various materials like rubidium and so on. Now NV centers, what we call nitrogen valency centers in diamond, they are going to be used for the quantum sensing purpose. Now quantum sensing, various applications are there, computing. For example, quantum can be used for cyber security, drug development, financial modeling, better batteries, cleaner fertilization, traffic optimization and weather forecasting. If you look at the size of the computer that you will need, quantum computer for solving problems is indicated here. Like for chemistry problems you may need a 100 to 200 qubit computer. For optimization you may need about 1000 qubit computer. For machine learning again you will need about 1000 qubit computer. Material science you will need about 1000 qubit computer. And there are many unknown problems which may use much even more than 1000, even 10,000 plus computers and so on, qubit computers and so on. So this is the area in which work is going on today. Our country is also launched a quantum mission on which all the scientists, academicians, industry partners are working together. Similarly, artificial intelligence, artificial technologies, which is a function of three facets. Number one, sense, think and act. मतलब artificial intelligence में क्या होता है, सबसे पहला होता है learning from the experience and adapt over time. That is what we do. Next one hota hai sense. It refers to the pattern recognition, machine perception, speech recognition, computer vision and effective computing. Third hota hai think. This refers to the natural language processing, which is a knowledge representation and reasoning is done through that. Machine learning and deep learning and cognitive computing is done through that. Last one is act, means action, refers to such search engines and question answering, rules engines, expert systems, recommender systems, automated planning, autonomic computing and autonomous systems. These are part of the artificial intelligence thing. Basically, if you look at artificial intelligence, it has got about 13-14 main features. First main is machine learning, which consists of deep learning and predictive analysis. Next one very important in artificial intelligence is natural language processing, which consists of translation, translating from text to the voice and classification, clustering, information extraction from there, speech to text and text to speech and things like that. Then expert systems, which are based upon, as we use in our today's computing, the inference engines we use today, knowledge base we use today, but it is used in a different form. Now planning and scheduling and optimization, which is a classical reduction, classical, probabilistic and temporal. Then robotics, which is reactive machines based upon the inputs, and they will have limited memory and what we call a theory of mind and self awareness. Then of course vision, which is the image recognition. We are all talking these days of augmented reality and virtual reality and the machine vision we are talking of. These are basic facets of the artificial intelligence substage, and there are why people say that artificial intelligence is very good, it is going to make our life very comfortable. What we are doing in 1 minute we will do in 1 microsecond and things like that. We can have autonomous driving, we can have a lot of data churning which is not possible otherwise, we can do inferences much faster. But all this is also having certain negatives, and what are those negatives? One is that we are some risk factors like societal risk. Risk of autonomous weapons proliferation may take place. People may develop autonomous weapons which can be dangerous to you. Risk of intelligence divide will take place. There is an economic risk, which is people say that artificial intelligence will make people jobless, that means job displacement. Winner takes all concentration of the power risk, liability risk, reputation, a damage takes place, who is going to take the liability when you have done the automation. Then of course reputation risk, if you have provided an artificial intelligence system and decision, and if it comes out wrong, then you have a reputation risk. Ethical risk, if you are not using it ethically, lack of values, probably you can misuse the artificial intelligence for causing damage, as we are doing nowadays, cyber attacks being done today which are damaging the infrastructure and so on. The artificial intelligence can be used for doing this kind of a problem. Value alignment risk will be there, goal alignment risk will be there. Then there are the risk of performance While you may use artificial intelligence, but it may have risk of errors, risk of biases, it can add to biases, risk of opaqueness, because all depends upon data. How good is the data, how you are able to use it for making your machine learn. So, all these risks are based on risk of opaqueness, we do not know, it is acting like a black box. Risk of explainability, how did you arrive at the decision, we are not able to explain because it is kind of a completely closed system. Risk of stability. So, these are some of the risks. Security risk is very important. Cyber intrusion risks are there. Why? And with the cyber artificial intelligence, cyber security is becoming a much more serious problem. Privacy risks are there. Control risks are also there, like risk of going rogue, inability to control malevolent AI. So, these are some of the risks with the artificial intelligence is taking. Next today's technology is Internet of Things, which consists of the following things. One is the device connection and connectivity, where IoT devices are connected in a network, embedded intelligence, they have got embedded intelligence. Next one comes data sensing, when you connect system, first sense something, you connect the data, you collect the data about that process which is going on. Third one is data analytics, where big data analysis, AI and the data analysis takes place, and cognitive analysis at the edge of that computer takes place. Then comes of course what we call as a data value defined by action, which is analysis to action, application programming interfaces and processes, actionable intelligence. Sixth one is of course human value and apps and experiences, where smart applications run on that, stakeholder benefits and tangible benefits. One thing which I had missed earlier is about the communication, because all the devices have to be communicated right from sensing to the computer, and the computer then taking decisions for converting them into actions. So, this is the way Internet of Things works. Now, human capacity will be enhanced due to these new end technologies. For example, the fusion of 5G, artificial intelligence and IoT will play a significant role in critical areas like transportation and logistics, like industrial operations, like healthcare, like public safety and security. For example, in transportation, AI based driver assistance and traffic monitoring system can be there. Self-driving vehicles can be there. In industrial operations, it will be remote inspection and maintenance, factory automation. In healthcare, remote health monitoring, like we did in the COVID time when we were able to treat patients sitting at home, and remote diagnosis is possible. Public safety and security, these are some of the intelligent video surveillance and security systems can provide you the information about what is happening on the road or on the shop or in the house. Emergency services and border controls are feasible today, and emergency drones and robots can be used for surveillance and attack. The digital revolution is actually making a convergence which accelerates, like 5 multi-trillion dollar innovation is taking place, like blockchain technology, genome sequencing, robotics, energy storage and artificial intelligence. All of them put together will create a multiple trillion in market capitalization over the next decade, enabling further innovation. Now, what is the impact of these technologies if you look at it in the economic terms? It is said that globally mobile internet will be able to provide an US dollars about 3.7 to 10.8 trillion dollars. It is a minimum and maximum. Automation will give you 5.2 to 6.7, Internet of Things will give 2.7 to 6.2 trillion dollars. Cloud technology will give you about 1.7 to 6.2 trillion dollars. Robotics similarly. So, like that all of them, 3D printing, advanced materials, oil and gas exploration, renewable energy are going to add to the economy of the globe in terms of trillions of dollars, and hence they are the most important thing as far as the the growth of the society is concerned. Now, some of the things which I can give you, what can it create? Economic, because of these destructive technologies, we can achieve about 550 to 1000 billion annual economic impact. We can provide 400 million additional people with access to quality air. We can have about 300 million financially included people. We can provide about 14 to 24 million workers more years of education. We will be able to about 15 to 60% yield improvement for 22 million farmers. We can save about 50 to 95 billion from energy technologies. We can gain about 17 to 25 billion from intelligent transportation, and we can create jobs for 10 million tech enabled workers. This is the impact of these technologies. Because of these technologies, a new era is started, what is called the industry 4.0. In 18th century, we were having what is called mass production, which was based on steam engine, qualitative production. Similarly, end of 19th century, we had electric power, qualitative production, market economy. The third industrial revolution brought in internet, social connection, online economy, which led to hyper connection internet society. And the fourth industrial revolution, which is the current revolution today, talked of hyper connected intelligence society, professional revolution, offline to online work convergence, and artificial intelligence driving the industrialization. This is our fourth innovation. Now, there are 9 pillars of technologies which are driving the industry 4.0. Number 1 is our autonomous robots, which are machines are being done with the help of robots. What men used to do, now the machines are doing with the automation. The big data analytics, which is becoming important part of the artificial intelligence, that is all the mechanisms for running the machines, managing the shop, all is based upon analysis. Supply chain management using the blockchain, that is becoming important. Additive manufacturing is replacing the conventional substitutional manufacturing, where we used to cut metal. Now it is all adding powders and creating shapes. Similarly, we are now going into cloud. Simulation and augmented reality is able to give you a full picture even before you go to the shop floor. So, augmented reality can actually give you a complete idea of how the process will take place. Horizontal and vertical integration in the shops, industrial internet of things, right from supply chain to the production, the entire thing is on the industrial internet. And of course, because we are digital, cyber security becomes one of our major technology which has to be part of that. Otherwise, you can be compromised by the smallest cyber attack. Mechatronics, many of you are studying this subject, where mechanical engineering and electronics are put together as the industry 4.0 requirement, where social scientists and non-technical experts join together, mechanical engineer, electromechanics, modeling and simulation all put together, business experts come together with computer system engineers, embedded control systems, problem scientific engineers, specific engineers, they come with their electrical, electronics engineering, sensors and actuators come together, control engineers come together along with the physicists, chemists, mathematicians and computer scientists. So, this multidisciplinary system design is what is the need of the hour for the new age technology and the industry 4.0. But for this you need special skills also. You need a digital knowledge and ability to work with data, ability to use automate systems. अगर आप डेटा को मैनिपुलेट करना नहीं जानते हैं तो आप इसमें आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते. नॉलेज ऑफ न्यू एज टेक्नोलॉजी लाइक IoT, AR, VR, machine learning, knowledge of cyber security, statistical knowledge and ability to analyze data generated from the machines. Then we need cross functional expertise also. For example, understanding of cross functional processes, mechanical, chemical, electronics all put together. Focus on client needs, not just your need, but client needs. Expertise in working under ambiguous and changing environments, because uncertainty prevails. So, we should know how to work under these conditions. Honing soft skills, you should be able to have good soft skills such as collaboration, emotional intelligence, decision making and upskilling and mindsets. Now, all these new age technologies will also be needed for the Viksit Bharat, which is the call for our Honorable Prime Minister today. Viksit Bharat has 4 major requirements like Yuva, youth, people like you, the Garib, the poor, the Mahila and the women, and Annadata, the farmers. And the guiding formula as per the sustainability is concerned, the economic growth, the environmental sustainability and the social development. All this with the technology innovations and the global leadership which is needed for taking these technologies into the pathway of Viksit Bharat. So, what is important? What is important is India's aspiration to become a global leader in technology and innovation is gaining momentum, and this league signifies India's emergence as a global innovation powerhouse. We need innovation driven growth for fostering economic prosperity. We need to tackle societal challenges and driving sustainable development. Scientific innovation should foster the creation and dissemination of the knowledge, and being recognized as a leading innovator attracts talent from around the world. Now, for that, schools transform into technology and innovation hubs. That is our major call. And what needs to be done for that? Create spaces where young minds can learn, innovation skills, sculpt ideas and learn in a supportive environment. Empower our youth with 21st century skills of creativity, critical thinking, innovation, social and cross-cultural collaboration. We should help build innovative solutions for India's unique problems to create knowledge economy. And this we have to start right from the beginning, learning in the formative years, which is this shows the brain how it works on that, but we have to build all these qualities like developing curiosity, logical thinking, love for arts, music and craft, relationship with nature and colors and shapes and alphabets, teamwork and collaboration, ethics, self identity, etiquettes, behavior, all these part of the initial formative years. And for that we have to build for this kind of a thing the process what is called design thinking, because this design thinking is the one which will help you in innovation. Design thinking consists of 8 steps. One is discovery, where you choose an affirmative strategic topic, gather data, understand and empathize with the unmet needs. Then comes frame the opportunity, look for patterns in that data, question assumptions and so on. Incubate, switch gears, feed your brain with diverse stimuli. Fourth one is ideate, illuminate, that we call it, experiment, explore possibilities. Fifth one is evaluate and refine after that. What is the desirable, what is feasible, what is useless, drop these ideas, look at that. Sixth one is rapid, then create a prototype and test it, then deliver, final testing and approval, and finally iterate and come back and go to the drawing board again and see whether your system is working in the most efficient manner. That is the innovation cycle. India has launched a major innovation mission called Atal Innovation Mission. Many of you in your schools must be having the Atal Tinkering Labs today, where the motive is to flagship initiative to create and promote a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship across length and breadth of our country. Most of these are basically Atal Tinkering Labs which are existing in the schools for creating new programs and policies for fostering innovation, provide platforms and collaboration opportunities for different stakeholders and create an umbrella structure. What we have done today, we have more than about 10,000 labs with 8 million students, 1 million projects which are Atal Tinkering Labs. AIC is the Atal Incubation Centers, more than 72 incubators, 3,500 startups and 30% women led. 40 new centers for Atal community innovation have been done. Atal New India Challenge applied research and innovation for small and medium enterprises, and almost 6,200 mentors are working on that. 60 plus domestic partnership with public private institutions have been created. These are the platforms I would like you to make use of for learning on to the new age technologies. Education for sustainable development is very critical, but the elements of education are, for example, education for sustainable has key competencies like system thinking, anticipatory, normative, critical thinking. Then key competencies again collaboration and self awareness, and other one is strategic integrated problem, basically cognitive domain, social domain and behavioral domain, which have to be covered as part of the education program. Now what should the schools do about it? We should instill 4 C's in the students: communication, collaboration, critical thinking and creativity. Make programming and ICT education as a compulsory subject. Reform the content and the methodology of education via digital, and of course enable essential to create an enabling environment to boost conceptually strong innovative ideas. Certainly for this all of you will need great leadership skills also, and those skills should be: you have to be creative, be curious and observe things carefully, be enthusiastic in work, never get upset and run away from problems, set your goals clearly and work to achieve them, be ethical and maintain highest standards of professional excellence and personal integrity, move ahead with grit and determination, lead from the front, setting an example and striving to serve, be wise in choosing, every choice matters, improve decision making capabilities through risk assessment, assume full responsibility and take lead in showing the direction, inculcate the habit of design, build and test methodologies, and learn to model and simulate. Discipline, good health, competence and character are your best assets and friends throughout the life, and particularly in the need for sustainable development in our country. So, for that, to achieve a 5 trillion economy in the new age technology era, friends, we have to set our priorities. We should do design and make in India with Industry 4.0. We should focus on agriculture productivity improvement, adopting precision agriculture. We should develop Internet of Everything with digital economy. We should have education 4.0 and skill development, upskilling, creation of export oriented enterprise. We should have a clean and efficient energy system. We should have efficient transportation and logistics. We should give priority for smart cities, infrastructure, service sector. We should have freedom from fossil fuels, alternative fuels and e-mobility, e-vehicles. Cyber security in the digital world is primary, and defense and aerospace should be our focused area. To conclude, I will say India along with all of you has got all the ingredients of potential required for innovation. Let us convert this potential into reality by establishing a strong academia, industry and national R&D labs collaboration. I will go a step ahead by giving a clarion call to all of you to participate and contribute, not only to innovate, but to out-innovate and out-educate and outperform the rest of the world and become a global leader. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
जानकारी आपने हमारे साथ साझा की है। सबसे पहले तो सर आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत से व्यूअर्स के कमेंट्स भी आए हैं कमेंट सेक्शन में और साथ ही उनके कुछ सवाल भी आए हैं, तो जल्दी से सर एक दो सवालों पर बात कर लें।
जरूर जरूर सर। मैग्निफिसेंट सर, मैग्निफिसेंट। This absolutely the way we expected, absolutely the way we expected. It was so mesmerizing. मन कर रहा है कि आपको सुनते ही रहें सुनते ही रहें, पर समय की जरूरी है। सर आपने बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजीज की बात की जी और आखिर में एजुकेशन ओरिएंटेड बात की, तो दिस इज जस्ट slight information for nation children. See the points which you have said that the school must have curriculum based on new technologies etc. The National Council is also trying its level best to have the new curriculum which is underway, which is in the development.
NCERT is doing.
Yes, 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 doing, and we are very much conscious about it, all inculcating all these things, and the nation knows and you also know about it that all the textbooks, all the supplementary material are already on the net. So we are using the digitizations, we are using the QR codes for supplementing the learning materials, that we are curating and some developing as well. We are taking help of open sources from all other sources, from all the resources available on the net, and developing also wherever we are feeling gaps, be in augmented reality, virtual reality, and we are trying to make a balance between the hands-on doing and virtual doing, because many a times it is very important. One very pertinent question which is coming to my mind while, and it has been a question in my mind when I was a student, rather when I was a child. I remember 1975s, I remember. So there were different technologies were being seen at that time. One of them was computer science, another important was biotechnology, many others as well. The dreams which were seen up till 2000 in the area of computer science were fulfilled by 1985 itself.
Yeah.
Now you are making further dreams even in 2024 or 2025. For some time I noticed that very cautiously you have not put any time limit. Very cautiously you have not put
few decades.
Yes. So
25 technologies which make difference in next few decades.
Next few decades. So I wish and I hope that those will be may not take decades.
No, in fact, if you see out of those 25 technologies,
yes,
many of them are even
already
today. For example, Internet of Things is a reality today. We are using IoT everywhere. In fact, what you are doing today in this conference hall is an IoT. Where you are able to transact education or deliver education using the complete computer network, where you are able to do action, education, telemedicine, all these are part of the IoT. Internet of military things, Internet of industrial things, all of these are part of the IoT which has developed as a technology.
Yes sir, yes
and
sir.
IoT became feasible because you develop communication, you develop computers, you develop computing capability and you develop sensing capabilities. because sense, act, as I mentioned in artificial intelligence, these are the three things which are important.
Yes, that's
and that makes IoT.
That makes many things together. So, one of my colleague is asking that you see, whereas the IoT kind of things, virtual kind of things, as well as while discussing it with the children, even in the ideal state, even in the ideal school, we consider an ideal school. How do you see a balance between the virtual kind of things and the use of technology and the conventional kind of technologies? How do you think, perceive the balance between the two, sir?
See, for getting the feel of the virtual thing, there are two ways of doing it. You can create a virtual reality platform without understanding how it works, but you can demonstrate a process using that. For example, if you want to explain somebody how a particular process is taking place in your physics or chemistry or in your chemical engineering or something, you can simulate that on a virtual reality by showing the total process, and you have not gone to the lab. But you do not know how it is happening, because you are not explaining the machine how it is converting this information. But what is needed is to create a model for that, and that model is converted in a digital form and then image form, and finally it is demonstrated on that. So, this is the way we can do today in the classrooms also. Difficult designs, for example, you take medical. When you are trying to show how the entire body system, where is the lung, where is the liver, where is the spleen, all that in a 3-dimensional view, you are not able to show very clearly unless you dissect and things like that. Now, what I have done through a virtual reality system, I can create a total 3D image, and I can look at it from 360-degree angles, showing what is in the anterior, what is in the posterior, what is in the lateral section, and so on. So, this is the teaching aid which you can use it today for explaining things which otherwise would be very difficult for people to imagine. Yes. So, second thing is the other area which is coming along with is a digital twin as part of this. The digital twin is something, before you go on to the shop floor, cut the metal and realize a product. The entire process from how the product looks like and how this product will be realized from raw material into the final form using the various machining processes, all this can be digitally simulated by way of images and explained. So, that is called a digital twin. You create a digital twin. So, that means all the process steps which are needed for realizing a product have already been seen digitally. You can see how the design, how the control system works, how the propulsion system works, like in a missile I am talking about, how it works, how it will perform under different conditions. You can give stimuli of different disturbances, how those disturbances will affect it. So, all that you can simulate because you have created a model for that, a digital model for that. That requires algorithms which control the process, that requires the digital data which controls the process. So, all that goes into the background, and that is using that you create a digital twin. Now, having perfected that, having seen that, then you go to the laboratory, then you go to the manufacturing place. Now, you will need half the time, because there will not be any iteration required in the shop floor for doing and realization of that product, and it will be first time right.
Yes, this is the point, saving of lot of time and as well as resource.
Efficiency and resource.
Yes, yes. The another application of that kind is the medical delivery.
Yes,
medicine delivery. Medicine delivery inside the body for different systems.
Yes, yes.
Every body is a unique body for that matter.
You can personalize the medicines now with that.
You can personalize the medicines. See, as far as this personalization technologies are concerned, or the technology which you very subtle way is bypassed, the DNA technologies, the DNA recombination technologies, etc. There seems to be a conflict between the two, that suppose if I know that what is going to happen with me after 40 years, so maybe that I might start getting disturbed even today. How do you
see every technology has pluses and minuses, as I mentioned to you.
Yes, every time. Yes.
See, you can use the technology for the good, and you can also use the technology to create a fear. Suppose you say your RNA DNA combination, you do the progression of that with respect to the time and say this is going to mutate into these forms, and that is what is going to happen to you. It can create a kind of a fear. But if you say that your RNA cycle is good, this is going to do this will make you robust. If you do certain things, you can modify it and things like that. So
Yes.
that is a process for which you should use that technology. Use the technology for improving the system more efficient, and it should be basically more what is called making you more robust for that.
Yeah, more robust, yes, yes, yes.
But if you use the system for creating a fear psychosis,
No,
जैसे
that's
आप हाथ दिखाते हैं ना अपना,
Yes, वही
आपने
exactly.
हाथ दिखाया एस्ट्रोलॉजर को और वो बोलता है कि आज से 50 साल बाद आपका टांग टूट जाएगा,
उसी दिन टूट
तो उसी दिन टूट जाएगा वो.
Yes.
तो you get into fear
Yes,
psychosis.
yes.
So it depends upon how you use. But astrology can be used for something else, for understanding what is happening with you today, and how we can take corrective
Yes,
measures.
and correction
So
measures.
we should look at that. Every technology has two dimensions.
Friends, so you might be seeing that the beauty of this all this understanding is, see, for example, the Carpenter's Nobel Prize 2020.
Yeah.
Yes, cutting and pasting in the gene technology.
Correct.
So I remember Benjamin, the Israeli fellow, got the Nobel in 2007 or 8 on gene understanding, etc. It's indeed just very
For
true.
example, genetic modification
Genetic
of crops we are
modification of
talking
crops,
of.
yes, sir.
Now we know that gem crops are good. They can actually make a lot of difference in terms of productivity and also. But then there are some negative impacts.
Ethical issues as
The
well.
ethical issues are there. You see the kind of environmental impact it has got, or the collateral damage to the adjacent crop it is there, antibiotic resistance which is coming. So all these things which are negative are not allowing you some of these technologies to grow also. But then the science is how to remove those negatives. The science of biotechnology is one which will say, okay, how do I solve this problem?
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
genetically modified crops, this is one major research area. How remove the negative impacts? Second thing, for example, hybrid crops you take today. All the hybrid crops have made the size of the pumpkin this large now. What used to be once upon a time this much, now this is 5 kg. A cauliflower which used to be smaller has become a 3 kg cauliflower, like that. But
Amrud, guarwa,
but now you see the
We have
impact
lost the
of that.
taste.
The complete taste of that
Yes.
has been modified. The टमाटर खट्टा नहीं है उतना जैसा हमारा छोटा टमाटर पुराने देशी टमाटर
जी,
होता
जी.
था. So these are some of the negative impacts, but we have to correct them. So biotechnology can be used, but it has to be also ensuring that the properties of that particular crop or particular fruit or agriculture product do not get drastically changed. In the quest for quantity, quality should not be lost.
This is the point. This is the point, sir. This is the point. The use of artificial intelligence in everything has to be judiciously said.
That's why I talked
yes,
about
you talked a lot
risk,
in length.
risk.
You talked about at length. Sir, there are many thoughts. Do you have some other question in your mind? Otherwise, I can take some other question.
We are running out of
running
time.
out of time.
So, because there are some questions. Do you
यस
have?
सर, एक सवाल हम आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं. जब हम विज्ञान और प्रौद्योगिकी के क्षेत्र में विकास की बात करते हैं, ये सवाल हमारे एक दर्शक का है, तो जल्द से जल्द इस विकास को समाज के अंतिम पायदान पे खड़े जो व्यक्ति है उस तक पहुंचाने के लिए क्या कुछ प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं?
देखिए, हमारा जो सबसे पहला कदम जो हमने लिया है इस समय वो ये है कि हमारी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी NEP 2020 जो आई है उसमें ये पहला जो इंडिकेटर है वो ये है कि हमारे 5 साल से छोटे बच्चों को न्यूमेरिकल कैपेबिलिटीज़ एंड लैंग्वेज कैपेबिलिटीज़ ये हमारी डेवलप होनी चाहिए, जो हमारी पुअर रहती हैं. तो वहीं से हम साइंस शुरू कर रहे हैं
जी.
कि आपका न्यूमेरिकल कैपेबिलिटी अच्छा होगा, आपके नंबर्स पहचानने की और मैनिपुलेट करने की शक्ति अगर आपके अंदर आएगी तो आप जब बड़े क्लास में जाते हैं तो यू आर ए स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन.
ऑफ कोर्स.
तो फाउंडेशनल स्किल्स की बात हम करते हैं. उसके बाद हम करते हैं बात जो है साइंस को किस तरह से पढ़ाया जाना चाहिए. साइंस शुड बी टॉट बाय प्रैक्टिस, नॉट बाय ओनली परसेप्शन. इट शुड बी टॉट बाय प्रैक्टिस. सो प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड लर्निंग is what is being introduced today in all middle schools and high school. अभी छोटे छोटे बच्चों को भी हम छोटी छोटी प्रोजेक्ट करने के लिए देते हैं. तो प्रोजेक्ट करने का क्या मतलब है? क्रिएटिविटी कम्स. क्रिएटिविटी इज़ फंडामेंटल टू लर्निंग साइंस. तो उसके लिए हमें साइंस एजुकेशन में अपना मेथड्स ऑफ टीचिंग हैव टू इम्प्रूव. बड़े स्कूल में जब जाते हैं हमें अपना करिकुलम देखना पड़ेगा.
बिल्कुल.
और तीसरी चीज़ है कि हमारी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है साइंस का उसको इम्प्रूव करना पड़ेगा. हमने देखा है कि बहुत सारे प्राइवेट स्कूल्स में जो आजकल चल रहे हैं 10वीं क्लास में 9वीं क्लास में एक्सपेरिमेंटल फैसिलिटीज़ हैं ही नहीं. केमिस्ट्री लैब नहीं है, फिजिक्स लैब नहीं है, बायोलॉजी लैब नहीं है. ये एक बहुत गलत बात है।
6%।
जब मैं 9th क्लास में पढ़ता था तो हम लोग रेडिकल टेस्टिंग किया करते थे, फिजिक्स क्लास में हम एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करते थे, इलेक्ट्रिकल वायर्स जोड़ते थे, रेजिस्टेंस मेजर करते थे, वो सब करते थे। तो उससे हम प्रैक्टिकली साइंस सीखते हैं। साइंस बिना प्रैक्टिकल का सीखना बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। यस, today's tools, digital tools, you can make that, but even after that, digital twin की जो बात कर,
Yes,
even after that, you should take them into the science. They should learn how to handle acids and bases and salts and everything. They should learn how to handle the microscope. They should learn, all these things are important. So experimentation, experimental labs, infrastructure, curriculum change, and also of course very good teachers to mentor them.
Yes, sir. This is the point.
It's very important.
This is the point. So, friends, this is what the question my colleague said, that where is the role of the teacher in this artificial. So, teacher's role will remain there, and it is probably becoming more challenging. Probably becoming. Sir, with this, I am recalling Alice in Wonderland. With all this Alice in Wonderland, one has to move much faster if he wants to stay there where he is, where he or she is. So, with this new technologies, if we use these new technologies, friends, our responsibilities as a teacher, as a facilitator, as an educator, and as a student are going to be challenged and going to be increased further, and we are blessed to have those kind of challenges in front of us, because if we have the challenges, then we have the development, then we have the scope for the development. With this, friends, I request Simran to introduce the next topic which we are going to have.
Of course. Well, we all got to understand that in this ever-changing technological world, we all have to move fast in order to be where we are today. So, next is our program on 16th of August 2024. That will be the 83rd session, where we are going to elaborate at length about empowering learning, the role of libraries, यानी सशक्त अधिगम के लिए पुस्तकालयों की क्या भूमिका है। तो दर्शकों, आप इस डेट को ज़रूर नोट डाउन कर लीजिए। 16 अगस्त 2024 हम आपके लिए लेकर आएंगे हमारा यह खास कार्यक्रम, and we'll bring you the 83rd session of our special series, that is listening to learn. और आज चर्चा में हमारे साथ मौजूद थे बहुत ही खास मेहमान डॉक्टर सारस्वत। आपका सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर इस जानकारी के लिए, आपके समय के लिए।
Thank you so much, sir.
I enjoyed being here.
Sir, I hope, sir, and we wish that you to be here with another topic.
I promise.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. And we will keep on asking you for something or the other for the cause of the whole nation. Whole nation is news today, sir. We all are blessed. Thank you very much.
Well, sir, it's an honor to have you with us today, and thank you, Dr. Gagan Gupta, for connecting with us, and thank you to all the viewers for connecting with CIT and CRT for this particular live interactive program. Well, we are wrapping up this discussion. You mark the date, that is 16 of August 2024, where we will be bringing you our another episode of this series. And viewers, stay connected with us, because at 12 in the noon we have our another live program regarding triangles for class 9. So keep watching eVidya channels, take very good care of yourself, and we will be soon back with another program. Namaskar.